The 2022 Lancaster Archery Classic at the Spooky Nook Sport Complex in Manheim, Pennsylvania is in full effect as we're on our final day of competition as we are rolling through our shoot-up categories for the number one spot. Hello everyone, welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm Greg White, sitting alongside Rio Wild, who a lot of people don't know, but Rio, as we get ready for our women's Olympic recurve, you spent 5 years on the recurve bow.
Yeah, it was something I got a good chance to because I worked for UPS. They were an Olympic sponsor. They wanted me to try it. I mean, I said I'd really never shot it. And so I spent 5 years doing it. I lived a year at the Olympic Training Center, and so it's been kind of fun. Plus, doing all the World Cups and everything else and the World Championships, I've been around these guys for years, so it's kind of fun to get to watch them shoot.
Well, we're looking forward to your insight. Let's take a look at what this tournament is all about. The top four qualify for women's Olympic recurve. Ranked ties are broken by 11s, and it's a bottom-up format. So number 4 is going to shoot against 3. Whoever wins that is going to shoot against number 2, and then it's for all the marbles. New for 2022, the way we score it, maximum points 136. That 12 ring is a 1.5 centimeter white dot in the middle. You got to call it, and you only get one per end, and it makes it quite exciting. So that's what we have going on. Our ties, these are the rules in play. If we need them, we will get to that tiebreaker at the end of each match. But now, let's get to Rob Kaufhold, who is going to join us and introduce the players to the field.
All right. It's time for the women's recurve division. And our fourth place contender is Savannah Vanderwier from Canepa, Texas. Savannah has shot compound for 11 years, and she's been shooting recurve for just 1 year as a resident athlete out at the Olympic Training Center. Let's give it up for Savannah. And a third place qualifier was Deepika Kumari from Kolkata, India. She's been shooting for 13 years, and she is a 2020 Olympian. Let's give it up for Deepika.
So up onto the platforms they go. It is 18 meters for our indoor, just about 20 yards. Like it's 19.97 or something, you know. On compound, we say it's a couple clicks. Well, for people at your level, on the compound side of things, maybe it's no clicks. But we shoot at a 40-centimeter target face. And unlike a Vegas face, it's very similar to a Vegas face. Same size, same colors, all that kind of stuff. But the difference is the way we score here at the Lancaster Archery Classic is that X ring in the middle is worth 11 points, and then here for the shoot-ups, we have that 12 ring in play. We'll show that to you when we get going. So this is to determine who will advance to shoot against our second place qualifier. And Rio, the biggest thing with recurve is what? We have a practice range set up that's behind this area, and now you're under direct light over your head.
It's alignment. Getting your string to figure out where it goes through. Well, most people understand with a compound you have a peep. They do not in this division. So they have to line their string up in an area so that they can be consistent. And your first arrow coming out on the stage always, depending on no matter what, is a big one because you got to learn from there to there. So that's a really good learn. And a great advantage for Savannah.
So Savannah Vanderweer, coming off of a compound bow, just like you did back in the day, into recurve, and Savannah all of a sudden finds herself in this shoot-up in women's Olympic recurve, and of course, very good friends with Olympic shooter turned compound archer Mackenzie Brown. So great advice coming from there, and Savannah, I believe, is now in the Olympic Training Center as well.
Yeah, and I've heard good things. The coaches around there say she's doing really well. And so it's really good to see her doing well.
9.
And Kumari just trying to find a rhythm now. Rio, we see 2 different sized arrows. You see Vanderweer using those traditional, what we call outdoor micro arrows, but Kumari's using a much larger diameter arrow.
Yeah, and I don't remember a lot of seeing Deepika do a lot of indoors. This is one of the first times I've seen her doing it. I mean, she's...
Is it your first time to the Classic?
Yes.
Very good. Well, welcome. Let's all give her a welcome coming from India to the Lancaster Archery Classic. Thank you so much. Deepika, I see you're shooting a brand new Hoyt bow, an Excel sight, and quite a setup you have there. Looks good.
Yes.
Okay, shooting it well. And for Savannah, very interesting bow you're shooting there. I believe it has some history here.
It does. Yeah, Jack won, I don't remember what year it was, but Jack won with this bow.
2019.
So, yeah.
Okay, shoot well, ladies. Looking good.
So what Savannah's talking about is that's actually Jack Williams' bow, who of course, is Olympic competitor, trains at the center, all that kind of stuff. And he, I don't know, gave it to her, sold it to her?
Loaned it to her, I don't know.
Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. That bow won here in 2019.
So it's got some good magic on it.
Now, not the limbs, of course. I mean, that's the one thing about this. So the riser is what he's talking about. The limbs are what Savannah chooses to shoot with.
10.
Rio, looking at Savannah's form, again, coming from a compound, going to recurve. My question is, what's easier, going from recurve to compound or compound to recurve, do you think?
I think it's a lot of going from compound to recurve. As everybody knows, Brady Ellison went from compound to recurve. He was a junior world champion with a compound, went to a recurve. And the reason I say that is a lot of the aiming is a big part of learning. And with a recurve, it's a lot of momentum. Like you keep your shot going to get through the clicker and do that. And so it's a natural just to aim. So you don't even have to think about it where you come from a compound. The hard part is your fingers. As you know, with a compound, a lot of people use a release. You have to have a good release with your fingers. And I think that's a big part of whether you'll be good or bad with a recurve.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So Savannah Vanderweer
9.
holds a 2-point advantage. Kumari, a nice solid 10 on her last shot.
Look at her here. I could put her right.
Yeah, right in there.
You're talking about Deepika, who's been the #1 ranked archer in the world multiple times. So she's definitely capable of anything.
Let's get to Rob.
Deepika, you have been to the Olympic Games. How does the LAS Classic stage compare to the pressure of the Olympics?
Actually, I'm enjoying here very much.
Very good.
Yeah, because this is my first time, and I like it here.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming from India. Thank you. Let's give her a hand. Savannah, you look nice and relaxed up there. Got it going on.
Thank you. I'm actually quite shaky right now. But
Nobody can tell.
It is all about that stage pressure, isn't it, Rio?
Oh, yeah, and you're talking about two people, Deepika, who's been up there a ton with her recurve, and Savannah's made it as a compound. She literally she shot the World Cup finals, she shot all the World Cups last year, so she's been on those stages. It just depends on how her training has turned her with a recurve to be able to handle that. And so she seems to be handling it very well.
Definitely. Yeah, it'd be interesting to talk to Deepika after this. I would imagine she's going to stay and shoot Vegas.
Yeah, I think a lot of the foreigners that have come in have planned that kind of back-to-back.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense once you get in the States, especially with COVID protocols. It just makes sense to stay here. I mean, most of us are going home for a day or 2 days, and then it's off to Vegas after this tournament. But it'll be interesting to see if Kumari ends up staying with the current setup that she has in terms of the larger arrows, or if she ends up in Vegas going back to more of an outdoor setup.
Yeah, and some people just like the little arrows because they feel like they tune better off the bows. Like they just have better spines for them.
9.
Look at her out here. I would put them just right there.
And if you are a compound shooter watching Olympic recurve, another change, obviously besides the base of the bow, which that's a great shot, is the fact that on their apertures have there's no lens of magnification. You're allowed to have a lens on there with 0 magnification, but there is no magnification. And when these archers shoot outside, they shoot at 70 meters or basically 77 yards.
Yeah, so it makes it a challenge. I mean, I know Brady in the last few years started shooting a 0 power with a little dot in it, so it would emulate his compound where he came from.
Ah, very interesting. And we often talk about peak weight on these bows as well, and we'll talk more about that after this as we are deep into this match now.
Just try to relax and have a good time up here. You look like you're having a good time.
I'm enjoying.
Very good.
Very good. Okay. Savannah, look like you're shooting very well.
Thank you.
Got Jack's bow behind you.
Yep, feels good.
Okay. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Where are we standing?
So it looks like we have a 1-point game at this point, 84 to 83, and Savannah holds that lead, and we're in our final end. Anything can happen here without question. So Savannah's got to just kind of stay steady in her process and steady in the score, and this is to advance to shoot against second.
And we have that 12 dot down there to add a little excitement if somebody's really.
Yeah.
So anything can happen in the last 3 arrows.
So we know no 12 has been called on this end. For Savannah, of course, she's in the lead. You wouldn't really want to take the risk.
Which is an interesting one to shoot first if you're in the lead, because you get to choose. Wouldn't you rather shoot first to see if she shoots the 12 or not?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah.
Or shoot second? I mean,
yeah. It's amazing how just adding that little 1.5 centimeter dot down there on the 8-7 line can change the mindset of what strategy you go for.
And I think it's so different that people just don't realize it. They don't understand because it's so new and different.
Mm-hmm. I think people are forgetting to do it too. We saw in one of the matches earlier, one of the young competitors in bow hunter almost forgot to hit the button, and his coach said, hit the button. He did, and it took us to a tiebreaker.
I saw that. Yeah, it was an interesting save by the coach.
2 10s for Vanderweer. 11. And an 11 and a smile from Savannah.
Which pretty much will pass her on even. Oh, she's going to go for the 12.
So the 12 has been hit.
Yeah.
Our first recurve 12 by Kumari.
Oh,
Such a great shot. She was like, I just got to go for it anyway.
It's pretty good. Her husband back there behind her was grinning the whole time, too.
Yeah.
Almost.
That's got to be fun.
She gave it a heck of a run on you.
She sure did. Yeah, I know. It takes guts going for the 12.
She did a good job. Let's give him a hand. Okay. Deepika, for your 4th place payout, you get $500 in the women's recurve division. Let's give Deepika a hand. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
I think the amount of experience that she has
Yeah.
to come here and say, wait, I can step on a button and shoot a 12. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And you can see it from the smile on her face. And you know what? That was a really good shot. I mean, the thing was the whole time she's been hanging a little left.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, it's so different. I mean, even when she shot it, she kind of shrugged her shoulders like, I didn't know what I was doing. That's so different. Like, so it adds a different one. So now you got another husband and wife coming out here. And
Gaby?
Yep.
So our second place qualifier is Gaby Schloesser.
You also have choice.
Her married name.
yeah, that's a tough one. I've known her forever, so to hear that, it's always like, wait a minute, who is that? But
What was her maiden name?
Yeah. It's Gaba. Yeah, I can't say it.
Right.
Yeah. Schloesser's way better. I've known Mikey for long enough to know that one, how to say that too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah. So Gaby's out on, and she is an absolutely phenomenal archer herself. And Rio, if you look at qualification, which was 660 points, and the elimination rounds that they shot, and you add those points up, there were 924 total points up for grabs, and Gaby Schloesser was able to snatch 836 of those points with a recurve, and it's an impressive haul of points. Our number one qualifier, though, was out in front a little ways, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, well, people just don't realize how much harder it is to do at that level. Like, it is a tough thing to do without some of the advantages we have with the compound.
Mm-hmm.
Gaby's an amazing shooter. She's an Olympic medalist. She won a mixed team medal this year. Huge, big deal for their country.
100%. So Gaby now hails from the Netherlands. Decided to, I guess, move in with her husband after she get married.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gaby's one of my favorite people in archery, 100%.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, and great laugh, too.
Yeah.
What's really, though, impressive, Rio, is Savannah Vanderweer, and the fact that she is on this stage with Gaby is incredible.
And holding it together. I mean, she just beat a woman in Deepika who was been a number one ranked archer in the world.
Yep.
Like, to step out there with a recurve for the first time in a big event and to do that is very impressive. It's good for yourself.
Welcome back to the Lancaster Archery stage.
Hola, everyone.
You've had some success here, haven't you?
Yeah, I had. So last year we didn't shoot here, right? No, we didn't have the. Yeah, I had some good years now. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Welcome back to Gaby Schloesser and Savannah Vanderwier. Let's give them a hand. Thank you.
Gaby's originally from Mexico. That's the accent, if you're noticing. Yeah, if you're
Or
thinking.
the hola.
Yeah, with the hola. Like, I thought you said she was from the Netherlands. She is now.
Yeah, she was actually part of the women's Olympic team from Mexico. Mm-hmm. And then when she started dating her husband and got married and moved to the Netherlands, it was quite a good addition to their team. Enough they got a mixed team medal, so that's a huge.
And you know what's interesting, Rio, from, say, compound to recurve archery, is when we look at compound shooters and we ask them, what got you into shooting? Oftentimes it's, hunting, right? I was hunting as a kid, or my friends hunted. But on the recurve side of things, we find a completely mix. Like Gaby here, she actually started shooting in school as a kid, and that's what got her into archery. And so recurve, we find a blend of people, I would say, less people that get into archery from the hunting side and more from either influences in movies or influences in schools or even local programs.
Or even your Olympic type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they have the dream. And there's programs like the U.S. Archers, the JOAD program to help junior Olympic archery development and stuff like that to help get young people into the sport.
So our second end of 4.
It's a close match.
Yeah. The winner of this match will advance to shoot. They're guaranteed second place if you advance, and they're going for the number 1 spot. So the person who doesn't win this match is going to stand on the podium, get third place.
And that's the nice part about this format. You can just kind of let it, even as nervous as you are, you know where you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
8.
I just look at Savannah, her release, like you're talking about, you know? And it's just, it looks like she's been doing this for so long already.
Yeah. That was my
shooting Jake's Hoyt Formula bow. I see you're shooting bow finger stabilizers and whatnot. Some of that is from the compound days.
For sure. Yep, they've always been a great company to me, and they work just as good on a recurve as they do on a compound. So.
Very good. Well done, Gaby. Looking good. I see you're shooting biter out knocks. You like those?
Yeah, I got some here because I forgot my other ones home. So at home, I just got some there at the trailer.
It's a good thing Lancaster Archery carries biter knocks, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Very good. Well, shoot well. All right, we've got a 1-point match.
So this one is a little snug at the halfway point. There's only 1 point separating these two archers. But Rio, this is the Lancaster Archery Classic, and the good thing is that if you live away from this area like I do, like you do, and you're often on the website to buy some stuff and you're looking at your shopping cart, the shop is just down the street, and if you come here and compete, there's actually a bus that they have, a shuttle that will take you to the actual Lancaster Archery Supply store. We sat there. We went around that store and just window shopped for a long time.
It's like a kid in a candy store, man.
Oh, it's so good.
I have a buddy who I've always tried to get to come to this tournament, and he won't come because he says his credit card can't handle it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I do not blame him at all. Nine's a piece.
9.
Yeah, putting in the gold. Let's see if Savannah can make a move here. An 11 or a 10.
9.
So right now, Rio, they're just going toe for toe. In the third end of 4.
9.
Gaby looks solid as usual.
Yeah.
If she has any nerves up there, you can't really see it. The physical demands of a recurve bow are dramatically different from that of a compound bow. A little bit low for Savannah. But again, the left-rights for Savannah are looking pretty good.
Gaby, things look like they're going pretty well. Keep it going.
I'm doing my best.
Okay. Savannah, looking good. Keep it going.
It's interesting, too, talking about string alignment and stuff in the lights and everything like that.
Yep.
It's I talked to Brady about it one time because I did it, and I always struggled with trying to figure that out because I never really got really good with the recurve. I mean, I was good with the training center and stuff, but Brady says he does it so much that it's second nature. Like, he doesn't even think about it.
So you're basically using your string alignment almost like you would a peep sight.
Yep,
in
a way.
Compound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps keep you right and left right and stuff like that in that way.
11.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
There's the pressure that Gaby is putting on Savannah.
And with a 2-point lead.
10.
Good answer, though.
Yeah, it was.
But now it takes it to a 3-point lead. So for Vanderweer, she's got to kind of look at that 12 as an option.
Yeah. And I almost would think about it in this arrow versus the last one, because if she was to shoot it and hit it, it would really put the pressure on Gaby. And I think that's part of learning this whole 12.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing this year is not, ooh, drop that one low, is not what we're going to see in years to come. People are going to look back on this and say, okay.
I learned.
Yeah.
11.
Wow.
It was a good end for Gaby.
Mm-hmm. It's the end she needed to advance. Good finish.
Good finish. Good finish.
Yep.
Nice shot. Great looking shot. Keep in mind that 12 ring's always there for you.
Yeah, I can't hit that.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Give me another year.
All right. Nice shooting, ladies.
So for Savannah Vanderweer, her journey's going to stop with third place, but a great run for her considering how long she's just picked up the recurve bow and's been shooting, and great form. So congratulations to her. Gaby Schloesser will advance to face our #1 qualifier.
And these two have faced each other a couple times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Savannah's got to be happy. I mean, your first time doing this in a big event to come away with a podium, solid.
Absolutely. And good momentum heading to Vegas.
Sponsors, needs no introduction. Casey Kaufhold from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. She's been shooting for at least 10 years. 2020 Olympic team. Second silver medalist in the World Championships. The only person to beat Ann San last year. Let's give it up for Casey Kaufhold.
Well, Casey, she just did the move, right? She moved Gaby off of her spot. In Rio for Casey Kaufhold, she comes in here with 924 points available, 850 with 31 11s.
Whoa.
So Casey is on fire. But let's talk about pressure. We've heard from Casey in the past that this is her local shoot. I mean, this is the largest shoot on the East Coast, and it's a local shoot. But this young archer, who is now committed to a school, right? She's going to Texas A&M with archery. She seems like she deals with the pressure really well.
Yeah, Casey's got a really level head on her. I mean, and she really wants to do well. She wants to compete, and I think that's an awesome part of her makeup, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, her winning a silver medal at the World Championships, me and her were talking, I was telling her, to me, that's as big as an accomplishment as anything. Because an Olympic medal's great, and it's the coup de grace, the big thing. But all honesty, at a World Championships, there can be hundreds of great shooters. The Olympics is allowed 64. So it's a little different aspect to do. And that's what I told her. I said, I'm more proud of you winning that silver medal at the World Championships and maybe if you'd even won an Olympic medal. And she's like, well, I never thought about it that way, but it's like she's got a real level head on her.
Mm-hmm. She loves the sport. She's got a good balance, I think, in her life as well.
I think so too.
You know, which is really important. At least if you look at her social media, she's out doing other things, which is really critical, I think, to reduce burnout.
Especially at that age.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Feeling good up there?
See.
Okay. Case, how you feeling up there?
I feel good. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, awesome. Looking good. Okay, let's give it up for two Olympians. Two of the best in the world.
That's a little different than years past where Rob was interviewing Casey and she was giving him a little bit of grief about it. So,
but just like you're talking about it being a local event, I know at home when we shoot local events, it is almost harder to do well because you are expected to do well.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few shooters here that are just unbelievable. You know, there's so many people that work or they shoot here and they come shoot this tournament and they can feel the pressure.
Yeah, it's different. In fact,
you can see the crowd that's showed up early morning. A lot of people are done shooting because we only have, obviously, these shoot-ups for the rest of the day. But they've made the choice to stick around for the entire weekend. Of course, there was some snow that rolled in here anyway, and it gives the roads another couple hours to clear up for those people that have to drive long distances to get home. Or people like you to fly out of here.
Yeah.
It felt like a long hold for Casey.
It did, but she stayed solid with it.
Yep.
It's usually when you're training really good, you can do that.
Now keep in mind on a recurve bow, the peak weight is what they're holding. And so that's why you'll see oftentimes recurve archers not hold as long as you would with a compound bow because you have those cams that roll over and you have what's called let off. So yeah, Rio, you could be pulling back 60 pounds, but you're only you're an animal. You hold back 20 pounds, but a lot of us are going to hold, say, 12 to 14 pounds.
Yeah, it just depends on what works best for your aiming.
Yeah. And it's physically demanding.
It is.
I mean, these archers could be, 35 to 40 pounds on some of these bows?
Yeah,
right?
full draw, yeah, for
so
sure.
imagine taking a 35-pound bow, or 35-pound weight, putting it on the ground, and then just pulling it straight up.
And just holding it.
And just holding it, and you do that, 60 times in qualifications.
Yeah.
72 times outdoor. Yeah. Some rounds, there's 144 arrows you got to shoot.
People don't understand how much that can draw from you, especially with the nerves. It can really just suck your energy in a hurry.
Gaby?
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Yeah. Nothing else to say.
Okay. It's looking good. The arrows are working for you.
Yeah.
Okay, you notice both of these ladies are shooting the smaller arrows. I think they might find that they're more forgiving than the larger arrows to try to catch the lines. And that's an important strategy, and it's also very easy to go from indoors to outdoors when continuing to use the Easton X10s.
All right, after 2 ends, we still have a
Casey,
1-point game.
that double meaning there, obviously, you know. Anyway, so for what's funny is that you have a left-handed shooter in Gaby and a right-handed shooter in Casey Kaufhold, and the way that Casey moved her off the spot, the two are facing each other. Yeah. And sometimes it can be awkward, but in this particular case, both had a good chuckle because they're both so nervous standing on stage.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, they faced each other a bunch. So.
Yeah. Great shot by Gaby.
Casey right there with her.
And you can see from our angle, it looks like Casey has her eyes closed. One of them's open. Oh, Gaby. She's starting to find her rhythm right now.
Yeah. And sometimes with this format, that's a little different because Casey's the walk-in cold, and Gaby's already had one match. So it's harder to sometimes step up there and do that.
9.
Wow, what a good hand. For looking for him.
So solid, so steady, you know.
Gaby, looking really good, even though you say you're nervous. It doesn't show.
You guys gonna see when I'm shaking?
No.
Oh, that's really good because I am.
Looking really good. Case, gone well?
Yeah, having a little bit of the same shakes must be contagious.
It's better than getting COVID.
I had that last week, so doing better now.
Let's give it up for these ladies. They've done a great job. Thank you.
It's good to have some fun up there. So heading into the final end to determine who's going to be the 2022 Lancaster Archery Classic champion in the Women's Olympic Recurve. A couple points separate these two champions. But it is recurve. Anything can happen.
And again, they're going to let Gaby shoot, or Casey shoot second.
Yeah.
So she's going to see what she needs. So again, to me, it's like, if it's the dot and the deal ends up being a thing, maybe you don't want to shoot first. Where in the past, you always like to shoot first and put the pressure on.
Yeah.
11-10
Oh. When's Casey going to step on the button? She's got to call for a 12 at some point.
9.
Casey did not. Oh,
was not happy.
This late in the game, and she's grabbing a couple clicks on her sight.
10.
You would have to think, though, that Casey's had these targets kicking around.
Yeah.
So she's shot at 12s a couple times.
Yeah.
She hasn't called it yet.
10.
So depending on what Gaby does here, it could be out of reach. So you might as well just step on the button, Casey. Just go for it. Yeah,
there you go.
So she stepped on the button. So Casey's going for the 12. She's called the 12.
Oh, just
close. At that point, you go for it for the crowd. Why not?
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, Roy for the official score, but it looks like.
But that is one part with the 12-2 that adds. When you look at the score later, you're like 116 to 122. She really won by a lot, but really she didn't. Had Casey shot a 10.
It's a good one. Okay. Let me see. Our second place, payout is $2,000. Hoyt adds $1,000 in contingency, and Easton adds $400 in contingency. Congratulations, Casey Kaufhold. First place payout is $4,000 for Gaby. Hoyt, $2,000. Easton, $600. True Ball Excel contingency as well. To Gaby Schloesser. Gaby, congratulations. Well done. Our 2021 Classic Recurve champion, Gaby Schloesser from the Netherlands.
Well, I mean, Casey got some bookstore money.
Yeah.
She heads off to A&M, right?
Yep, for sure.
Texas A&M, one of the greatest archery programs we have in the country, and she'll be studying there and shooting. She was wearing her hat earlier.
Yeah, and a fun school. I mean, they have a really cool, the archery program there is just awesome.
So we'll get Gaby to come over on the headset, see if we can get a bit more out of Gaby about her victory here. Good way to start her trip to the U.S.
Coming up next, we have men's recurve.
So Gaby with the headset on. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, I'm good. Really happy.
Yeah, that was great shooting. I mean, yeah, I bet. What a relief, huh? But when did you get to the States, and how long are you staying?
So we got here like a couple days ago. I don't know, like Wednesday, and we're shooting Vegas next week, and we're here until the 7th or something like that. But yeah.
Great way to start your trip.
I always enjoy it here. Yeah, I always enjoy it here.
Yeah, well, that's a nice big money haul you got there with all the sponsors and contingency. But how was it, though, with something totally different with that 12 in play? You knew it was out there. So, what was your mindset going into this thing if you ended up that you were going to be behind?
Well, so to be honest, I was thinking, like, if only use it if you really need it, like I really didn't... like I was gonna use it if I was behind, of course, but it was not my plan A, like I was really secure about my shooting, so I was kind of like, if you need it, shoot it, but like if you don't need it, don't even try,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Gabby, how does this make you feel getting ready for next week for Vegas?
Well, I think that like Vegas is a completely different game, like these competitions you have like head-to-heads and stuff like that. Of course, in Las Vegas we have like two tournaments. We have the Vegas tournament, but also the World Cup final. I think that this was a really good practice for the World Cup final, and for Las Vegas, I'm gonna try to make like good shots and strong shots.
All right, well, you did it. Congratulations. The 2022 Women's Olympic Recurve champ here at the LAC.
Congratulations.
All right, we got more recurve coming up. Olympic recurve coming. Jack Williams, your #1 qualifier, but he's got a whole heap of talent chasing after him. Stay with us.